If only he had not treated her that way, his life would have been better. Adeobi had always believed in love, the kind that stood strong through storms, the kind that nurtured and uplifted. That was why, when she met Chike, a struggling young man with dreams larger than his pockets, she saw potential in him. Chike was a fresh university graduate, jobless and uncertain about his future. He had big ambitions but no means to achieve them. Adeobi, on the other hand, was a hard-working fashion designer in ABA, known for her unique Ankara designs. She wasn't rich, but she had enough to sustain herself and her man. She took Chike in, fed him, clothed him, and encouraged him when the world laughed at his misfortunes. She helped him draft proposals, introduced him to some of her clients, and even gave him money to start a small business. He swore undying love to her, promising that when he made it big, they would build an empire together. For 4 years, she remained his backbone, pushing him forward while managing her growing fashion business. And then, one day, his business took off. Chike got a major contract to supply building materials to a construction company in Onitsha, and overnight, his pockets got heavier. At first, Adeobi rejoiced. Finally, their struggles were over. But soon, she noticed the changes. Chike started coming home late. He became irritable, dismissing her advice with a wave of his hand. He began dressing differently, wearing expensive designers and using perfumes she couldn't afford. And then, the worst happened. One evening, he sat her down in their small apartment and told her bluntly, "Ada, you have been good to me, but we are no longer on the same level. I need a woman who fits my new status." She stared at him, stunned. "I'm in love with someone else," he continued. "She understands wealth. She moves in high-class circles. I can't take you to certain places, Ada. You won't fit in." Adeobi felt her heart shatter into a million pieces. She had given him everything. And now, because he had money, she was no longer good enough. Chike packed his things and left, moving in with Amoka, the daughter of a wealthy businessman in Lagos. Adeobi cried for weeks, barely able to function. But then, one morning, she woke up, wiped her tears, and made a decision: she would never let a man determine her worth again. With renewed focus, she poured her energy into her fashion brand, expanding her reach beyond ABA to Enugu, Lagos, and Abuja. She took online business courses, connected with international designers, and before long, she was invited to showcase her designs in Paris and Milan. Her name became a sensation in the African fashion industry, and she built a multi-million naira empire. The heartbreak that once threatened to destroy her had become the fuel for her greatness. The tables turned. Meanwhile, Chike's life took an unexpected turn. At first, life with Amoka was everything he had dreamed of: exotic vacations, expensive cars, and a taste of the billionaire lifestyle. But soon, he realized that he was nothing more than a trophy boyfriend. Amoka controlled everything. She belittled him in front of her friends, refused to support his business, and treated him like a servant. Whenever they fought, she reminded him that he was replaceable. And then, one day, she did just that. She threw him out of her mansion and moved on with a wealthier, more powerful man. With no savings and no backup plan, Chike found himself right where he started, broke and abandoned. He tried reaching out to old friends, but they ignored him. No one wanted to associate with the man who had betrayed the woman who once lifted him. One evening, as he sat by the roadside in ABA, eating a plate of cheap roadside food, he saw a convoy of black SUVs drive past. Curious onlookers murmured excitedly. "That's Adeobi Okochukwu," someone whispered. "The billionaire fashion mogul." Chike's heart skipped. Adeobi. A billionaire. He followed the direction of the cars and saw her stepping out of one, dazzling in a red designer dress. She was glowing, powerful, untouchable. And beside her stood a man. A tall, distinguished-looking billionaire businessman from South Africa, her husband. Chike's chest tightened. He wanted to run to her, to beg for another chance, but deep down, he knew it was too late. Karma had come full circle. He had traded true love for temporary luxury, and now, he had nothing. Meanwhile, the woman he had abandoned had risen to heights he could never reach. As he watched Adeobi enter the grand event hall, hand in hand with her husband, Chike finally understood. He had lost the only woman who had truly loved him. And now, she was far beyond his reach. The end. Dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed this story. What did you learn from it? Comment below and let's interact. Like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.